What's going on, everybody? So I'll just give a couple minutes for some people to pop on. I'm a little late today with my cooking show. I was out and about. But nonetheless, I'm staying committed to do my regular Friday little cooking, live cooking from my kitchen. So hope you guys like it. I appreciate the comments and feedback that I've been getting so far. So I've been having a fun time. Again, I have Fridays off, so Fridays is giving me a good kind of incentive and timeline to, not only kind of cook up a cool little dinner for Veronica and I, but yeah, share some inspiration and some tips from the kitchen. Just just to check in and stay accountable. So today we're doing pizza. Last week I did sushi, and I also had a little voting kind of thing. So I gave you guys a choice whether you want to do pizza or some sushi. I think I had tacos on there too. So I'll save tacos for another week, but I'm doing pizza tonight. So I know a lot of you guys are gonna be thinking weekend pizza is kind of like, it's gotta be takeout because people at the end of the week are kind of tired and just, wanted to keep dinner easy. But if you do have time on your hands, it's really rewarding to kind of make a healthier version of pizza, some more creative ingredients. I know pizza for me is fun because I get to kind of add my personal favorite ingredients, vegetable, seasonal stuff, cheeses. I love cheese that you can't really normally find on any pizza store menu, of course. So I went to the local market today, grabbed some seasonal veggies and stuff that we had lying around, and I'm just gonna go with that. So there's some couple creative versions of some pizzas that we like. So I'll pan over to the ingredients and we'll go from there. If anybody has any questions or wants to say hi, I'll try to respond as we go. All right, so let's see here. Bear with me with my little camera. All right, so ingredients. Everybody see what we got going on over here. All right, I'll hold them up to the... All right, so I called this Fancy Pants Pizza because it's not your typical pizza. I mean, you can add some pepperoni or sausage and stuff like that, but like I said, I love veggies. These are kind of a couple fall inspired. Veronica really likes squash and she loves radicchio, so I figured I'd throw something together cool like that. And also I love mushrooms, so I sauteed some shiitakes. So starting from the corner, we have some kale, lacinato kale or dinosaur kale, some lightly sauteed shiitake mushrooms. I have some sauteed red onions, some garlic. I have mozzarella cheese. I have smoked Gouda. I have manchego. For those of you that don't know manchego is a sheep smoked cheese, very similar to pecorino or like Parmesan. It's a Spanish cheese. So I figured I'd use some of that. I have sunflower seeds. I thought that'd be interesting for a little texture and kind of garnish on one of them. Some red pepper flakes for some heat. Some barbecue sauce, some Parmesan. I have some roasted chili peppers, pesto, radicchio, and roasted delicata squash. So roasted, again, delicata squash is kind of this little oval shaped striped squash that you can buy this time of year. You can eat the skin, so you just basically chop it in half, scoop out the seeds, and roast it with a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper. So as far as the crust, now, usually sometimes I make a dough from scratch, but that's kind of time consuming, and I just didn't want to do that with this video, so I just picked up some ready-made crusts. These are some local bakery sourdough crusts, but you can pick up anything either in the fridge or freezer section of the supermarket, grocery store. There's gluten-free ones, I know they're out there. There's different kinds of wheats and sourdoughs, but I think these are just a whole wheat one, so I'll go with those. All right, without further ado, let's start scooping some toppings on the pizzas. So I didn't use tomato sauce this time just because I had some pesto that I wanted to use up from earlier in the week, and they had some barbecue sauce, so I figured we'd just kind of go with those kind of bases. So let's start with the barbecue one. I love barbecue chicken pizza, so without the chicken, let's see what kind of interesting stuff we can put on it today. Barbecue, the kind of spoon that over there. I think this is just like a chipotle barbecue sauce. I'm not really sure. Again, I had it in the refrigerator and just using some ingredients up that I had. So what's great about making pizza too is like if you have little bits and bobs of either veggies or pieces of cheese, really is a great way to utilize those little pieces. All right, that's pretty good. Next, I'm gonna go with a little, let's see, we do a little bit of garlic on the bottom. Just a little bit of raw garlic. I'm gonna do mozzarella. And this one I'm going to put smoked Gouda. Okay, that should be good. So let's see, I was going to do some red onions. Again, just, I don't love raw onions, even though we are going to bake it for a little bit, but I like to saute them with a little olive oil, just to soften them up a little bit. So it's kind of like a caramelized onion effect, what have you. I'm going to do the chilies. These are poblanos. I picked up a couple of poblanos. If you roast poblanos in the oven, it's pretty easy. Just a little bit of olive oil, sea salt. I roasted them at 375 for about 15-20 minutes. The skins get nice and blistered and they get soft. And then you just take them out of the oven, let them cool for a little bit, peel the skins off and take the seeds out. I left a little bit of seeds in because if you leave the seeds in, that sometimes gives a little more heat. So I like a little spice in there, it's nice. I'm gonna do roasted delicata. Again, delicatas are cool because you can eat the skin. I don't know if you guys can see that kind of, it's got like a cool little stripy texture. But the skins are really, they're thinner than most squashes, so that makes it edible. Gives a nice little texture. Like that. Let's do a little bit of kale. Lacinato kale, flat kale, dinosaur kale they call it. It's just darker, really. It's got a slightly different flavor. I like it as opposed to regular curly kale. This is just raw, so it'll just wilt nicely in the oven. We did give it a little heat with the peppers, but I'll give it just a pinch of the red pepper flakes. And of course, I'm gonna throw smoked Gouda on top. So smoked Gouda and barbecue pizza goes really nicely together. And voila, pizza number one. All right, pizza number two. What's up, Jake, Sarah, Haley, Jason? How are you guys doing? Nice to see you guys on. So pizza number two, I'm gonna do pesto based. I don't know if anybody's ever had pesto based pizza. It's pretty good. Again, this is not your typical pizzas. Friday night pizza. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love the pepperoni with mushrooms. That's one of my favorites. But every once in a while, it's fun to stay in. Cook some creative kind of stuff. Have some fun cooking if that's what you like to do. we'll just slather some pesto on this one. I think this one I'm gonna do with the mushrooms and the radicchio. There we go. Good enough. All right, so again, a little garlic, a little bit of fresh garlic, of course. We'll go with some mozzarella cheese. What's everybody's favorite pizza topping in here? Anybody want to shout out a couple or write some in the comments? Shiitakes. I love mushrooms. Mushrooms is one of my favorite ingredients. So I got the first pizza, some of Veronica's favorites, with the squash and the radicchio, and then this one with the mushrooms. It's kind of my favorite topping inspired pizza. Just gonna load those on there. Then we'll put the radicchio. So radicchio is a chicory family. It's kind of like a bitter, leafy vegetable. It's really bitter. I love bitter greens and leafy vegetables. So it's really nice on its own raw. A lot of times people can grill it. You can saute it. You can add it to like a sauteed vegetable mix. But it's a really kind of nice, earthy, bitter flavor that I think goes well with the mushrooms. And it's really pretty. It's a pretty red kind of red color. All right, what else we got here? Let's put some sunflower seeds. Just make it a little interesting. Cracked pepper. Some pepper on the other one too. Now I'll do a drizzle of olive oil over the top of each one, just to give it a little more flavor. And there you go, a couple pizzas. Again, these are already pre-cooked crusts that I picked up, so they're only gonna take about 10 minutes in the oven at 450. A little salad on the side, and you got yourself a cool little Friday night pizza party, healthier pizza party. So yeah, hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna continue to shoot fun little videos on Friday, so anytime during the week if you want to suggest some topics or themes or different foods that you want to see me use or cook, I'll do my best. If I haven't cooked it before, I'll definitely do a little research. This is great for me too, because it's teaching me to be more organized in the kitchen and kind of, share with other people and work on my little video and cooking instruction skills. So let's see if I can pan back up to me. There we go. Thanks everybody for popping on. I hope you guys have a great Friday evening, weekend, whatever you're doing. And eat well, live well, enjoy. See ya.